Hi there, and welcome to preparation for Google Certified Educator Level 1. This is session 9. Please take a moment and register at the URL you see on the screen, or you can simply just scan the QR code right there and it'll take you to where you need to be. My name is Brett Petrillo. I am indeed a Google Certified Educator. I am also a Google Certified Trainer. You can find me on Twitter at Brett Petrillo, and you can also visit my website if you choose, brettpetrillo.com. This is preparation to become a Google Certified Educator Level 1, which is the first level of training. Afterwards, you'll have to take the Google Certified Educator Level 1 exam. It costs $10, and when you pass it, you'll get to use this handy badge you see on your screen. You can put it in all your publications, your signature, or what have you. You can get the exam or register for the exam at edutrainingcenter.withgoogle.com. There's also all sorts of preparation and study material at this website, and I highly recommend you take a look. Last week, we talked about Google Calendar, and we focused on how to create events and calendars, how to add attachments to those events, and sending invites and sharing calendars, subscribing to other calendars, how to customize your notifications, and we also looked at how Calendar is integrated with Mail and Hangouts, and we took a look at Labs. This week, we're going to focus on Google Groups. We're going to learn how to create a group. We're going to look at different permissions you can give your group. We can learn how to add members and how we can send notifications or emails to our group via email. We're also going to look at YouTube, which is also Google. Many people don't realize that. We're going to look at searching and playlists and channels. We're going to look at how we share content right from YouTube and look at YouTube for education. And then finally, we're going to look at how you can create and upload content onto YouTube. To begin with, I'll give you a quick introduction to Google Groups. You see that this screen here is typed in as groups.google.com, and that's clearly a way you can get there, just like all of the other Google apps. And just like the other apps as well, you can go up here to the apps menu, and if you have it installed, then you can click on Google Groups from here, and you can see that with this account, it is not installed for me. So what I would do to install it into Chrome is to go to the Chrome Web Store and look for the Groups app. Or I can just type it in, groups.google.com, and it takes me right to this screen you see in the video. Now, just a quick introduction. On the left side, you have some menus. You can take a look at My Groups. This is where we are now, is the home screen. I'll talk about these things a little bit later on, my discussions and starred, things that I've, or groups that I've given a star to, or discussions I've given a star to. I can also list my favorite groups that I've created, and it'll list your recently viewed. Now, because Google Groups probably isn't as widely used as some of the other apps, Google has provided on this home screen here 5 explanations as to why Groups is good or the benefits of using Google Groups. And they are, as you can read, that you can keep all your discussions in one place. It's a place for you to use some rich text editing to express yourself. Powerful discussions, quickly getting your message out to people, and obviously it is mobile friendly. And if you go over here, just like in the other apps, you've got your settings menu, and you can take a tour from here to introduce yourself a little bit further to it. All right, so this is Google Groups, and what it is a place for you to put together or group together individuals all in one space, allowing you to communicate with those individuals easily and efficiently, all like I said, all in one space. It's a bit different than just creating a contact group in your email because this allows you, like I said down here, to use rich text. You can have discussions and you can post material and that type of thing. So without further ado, let me show you how to create a group. Now, I'm sure you noticed up here you have this create a group, a big red button, and yes, that is what you click when you want to create a group. When you do click it, this is what you get. You'll be asked to create a group name. And when you do, you see down here that it automatically creates a group email address for you. What'll happen is it'll put in your group name that you just typed in, and following that, it'll give you your domain automatically filled in. Underneath that, you have a description of the group, and you can put whatever you wish there to provide your group members with more information. You also have the option of choosing the group's primary language and the group type. Now I'm going to spend a little bit of time here. As you can see, it is asking you to select the group type. Now there are a few to choose from, and there they are when you hit the drop-down menu. But let's talk about each one individually. So right now the default chosen is the email list. And you can see the description of what the email list means underneath. In this case, an email list allows users to post from the web or through email. So therefore, users can go to groups.google.com, get into the group, and they can post from there. However, they can also post via email. The next on the list is a web forum, and this allows individuals in the group to interact with each other in interactive discussions. It's also been optimized to include moderation tools, and members can post through the web interface. However, they can also get updates via email, so that's a web forum. Underneath that is a Q&A forum. Now all this is a web forum, but with some extra features that support asking questions, and topics then can also be marked as resolved afterwards. And just like the web forum, individuals can interact using the web interface, but also get updates through email. And the last on the list is the collaborative inbox. And this allows topics to be assigned to members of the group, and they can be marked as resolved, or they can be reassigned to other individuals in the group. And there are some additional options there to allow other members to assign and receive tasks. So there you have it. This is a great thing to know for the Google Certified exam. The idea that you can create 4 different types of groups, and there they are: email list, a web forum, Q&A forum, and the collaborative inbox. Once you've decided which type of group you're going to create, underneath, you have some basic permissions. And the default is that all members can view the topics, but you can change that. You can select certain members of the group that are allowed or able to view the topics. The default, like I said, is all members. And then underneath, for posting, again, the default is that all members can post to the group, but that can be changed by hitting the drop-down menu, by selecting the users that are able to post. And then down at the very bottom of your screen, you have the ability to choose or select who can join the group. And the default is that anybody in the organization can join, but you, again, can change that by selecting the drop-down menu here and choosing the choice you wish. Once you've put in all the information that it's asking for, you would go on up here to Create Group. You can see that once I've created the group, this blue window, this box, this dialog pops up, and it says, obviously, congratulations, and it gives you 3 more options. You can, from this window, invite people to join the group. You can customize the group settings, and you can add a topic. I'm just going to skip by this for now and show you how you can do all 3 of those things even after your group has been created. So I'm just going to hit OK. And there you have it. We have created a new group, and you can see there are clearly no topics or members of this group, but we have now created the group. Our next step would be to invite people to the group or add members. Now, before I show you how to add members to your group, I just want to go over a few things on this screen, which is inside this new group I've created, Demo Group. You see underneath here, I can add this to my favorites simply by clicking this star right there, and it would show up then over here on the left side underneath favorites. All right. I can also put it out there to Google Plus by clicking this right there. And up at the top, I have options to mark all as read. I have other actions here that I can scroll through, and I can filter all of the comments and discussions that show up in my group simply by clicking on filters up at the top. Down below, you see I can add a welcome message if I wish. And then over here, I can see a list of my members by clicking on that. And you see I only have one, that is myself. I can take a look at the topics, and there are none. And I can look at the About page, and it gives me all the details of my group. But what I would like to show you right now is underneath Manage. When I click on Manage, you see that I have my group members, and like I said, it's just me. And up at the top, you can see that I have some menu options here, listing the members or the band members. Bouncing members, that means that those are members that aren't actually receiving the notifications. I can find members by looking them up right here and searching members or owners. That's super handy if you have a whole lot of members in the group. And I can export the members of the group to a CSV file format, and I would save it down onto my computer, so you could do that. But what I want to do right now is I want to add some members. So what I will do is head on over here to the members section on the left side, and you see the menu option right there, Invite Members. If I click on that, I will get this screen right here, and I can enter an email address of the person or people that I want to include in the group, and I can write an invitation message underneath. Now this will send, like it says, an invitation to join the group. So the person that you're sending it to will have to accept the invitation. Underneath you see a direct add member. Now, this comes with a little bit of a warning, because when you put an email address of the member that you wish, it'll automatically add them to the group. However, it says only add people you know. Using this feature for sending unwanted email can result in account deactivation. So this is very important that you're not using this feature here without being responsible. Don't just spam people. So I recommend inviting members using the Invite Members tab up here, enter in the email address, and send a personal invite message so that that person can decide whether or not they wish to be a part of this group. And that is how you add members to a group that you just created. Now that you've learned how to add a member to your group, let's take a look at permissions. Now, we took a look at this a little bit earlier when we created the group, but I want to show you something that's a little bit more in depth and where to find it. So you see over here that I have underneath the Members tab on the left side, you scroll down, I also have permissions. Now, when we click on that, we get basic permissions, posting permissions, moderation permissions, and access permissions. If we take a look at each one individually, the basic permissions are similar, if not the same, as the ones that we saw when we created the group. You can control who views the topics, who posts, or who joins the groups, and whether or not you are allowing members from outside the organization to join that group. Underneath, you have posting permissions, and this specifically relates to who is able and how to post into your group. So you can control who adds references or assigns topics, and your menu drop-down or your drop-down menu options are owners, managers, or all members. So you can choose what you wish there, but you can control who attaches files, who has custom profile photos, and scrolling down, you clearly have quite an array of choices when you're choosing who has what permissions to post and what kind of posts that they can put up. And underneath that, you have moderation permissions. And again, the same options, but you get choices on who can add members, approve members, ban users, that type of thing. And you have quite a few options there. And similarly, with the access permissions, you can choose all of those choices that you get right there. So there you have it, a whole lot of choice and flexibility with regards to the specific permissions that you're giving to the members of your group. When we created the group, you noticed that it gave us an email address for which we can communicate to the entire group. And I just want to bring your attention to the email settings here that we have. And again, we go over here from the group main page to manage the group. And if we head down here underneath settings, you have email options. And when you open that up, you get quite a few options here. You can add a prefix to any email notifications your members get when topics have been posted or responses have been posted. You can also customize your email footer along with instructions on how to post to the group, how to unsubscribe, or you can also display the group's webpage URL, and you can display the URL of the posted message. You have all these options here to customize. You can also enable auto replies for certain members of your group, and you can customize where the replies get sent. And as well, you have some input with how large the max message size that will be posted as well. So as I said earlier, it's important to know that you can communicate with your group via email, and underneath the settings within the your manage group option, you can control how the email is set. Now, that's it for Google Groups, a brief introduction, and I think that will help prepare you very well to take the Google Certified exam. Now we're going to head to YouTube. After I've typed in youtube.com, I'm taken to a page similar to this. Now you see it is regional, and mine has a little PH up in the top left or top right corner, top left of the screen, because I'm in the Philippines. Yours may be different, but you get the basic idea that this is the YouTube home screen. Now, a lot of people also don't realize that YouTube is owned by Google, which means it works really well with all of the apps in the G Suite for education. And when signing into YouTube, you just use the same account information that you use for all of your other Google apps. And if you're signed into Chrome with your account, then YouTube will automatically open up using that account information. And you can see that over in the top right-hand corner of the screen that I am signed in with my Google account. YouTube has literally millions of videos that can help you out in your classroom. So it can be a little daunting knowing how to begin. Well, up here you have this search bar, and right now I'm just going to give it a bit of a shout out to my friend at TeacherCast. Now you notice when I type in just TeacherCast, I get Jeff Bradbury here in his TeacherCast, which is actually the one I was referring to, but I also have 2,540,000 other results. This can be daunting if you don't want to search through looking for what you want. You can come over here to the filter. And what it'll do is allow you to filter your search results based on the criteria that you choose. Perhaps you want something that was uploaded recently, or you're looking for a channel or a playlist or a show. How about you want short little tutorials or long tutorials? Or perhaps you only want to see things that are in HD or Creative Commons. And you can also search by rating or view count. So now you can see that this filter option over here is incredibly valuable in narrowing down your search for relevant material. Now, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to playlists and channels, and I'll try to keep it succinct and to the point and to the information that I feel you will require when you take the Google Certified Educator Level 1 exam. So now you see you are on my channel screen as viewed by me, the editor. You will have your own channel, and here's a little tip right there, is I'm viewing it as myself. If I go down here, I can view it as a new visitor, and I can also view it as a returning subscriber. But let's continue with our conversation about playlists and channels. Now you see here, when I click under playlists, I can see all of my playlists that I've created. And there's a few of them. And if I want to edit a playlist, I would just click on that playlist's title underneath, and you can see the 3 videos that I've put into that playlist. I also have here playlist settings. When I click on that, I have the option of making my playlist unlisted or private. I can also maneuver or order the videos however which way I want, manually or by date or date published, completely up to you. And you have some other additional options over here. I can also auto add to playlists by adding rules with title containing or description contains or the tags contain. I can also add more than one rule. I can also add collaborators to my playlist that I've created, and that collaborator then would get an invitation to add videos by sharing a link with them, and I can get that link right there. So that is all in the playlist settings. I can also add videos to the playlist right from this screen, right there, right from within the playlist, and I can search videos from YouTube. If I already know the YouTube URL, I can put it in there, and I can just search my videos as well. So that's important to know, is you don't have to have just your own videos. You can put anybody's video into that playlist. There is an easier way to put a video into a playlist, however, and that is done right from the screen in which you are watching a video. So you can see that I've searched Shakespeare, and perhaps this video right there is the video that I was watching, and I thought it was a good one to add to my playlist. Now, when I'm watching the video, underneath you have add to. Any video that you're watching in YouTube has add to underneath it. And what that means is it will add it or give you the option of adding it to one of the playlists that you have created. If there's not a playlist that you've created that fits the topic, then right from this screen, you can also add a playlist. And if you hit create new, it'll ask you to title it right there. So that is an easy way right from the video to add to the playlist. So that's an easy way right from the video you're watching to add it to a playlist. Now let's go back to my channel for a second here. And let's say that I wanted to search Shakespeare, but I wanted to filter out and only see playlists. Now, like I said before, you can do that, and I'm just going to click on playlists. So these here are playlists that other people have put together with specific reference to Shakespeare, which is what I searched for. Now I can play all, or I can click on certain videos, but there's 18 in there you can see. Or if I click on the title of the playlist, I can click on that, and then the contents of the playlist appear in the right-hand side. And right from this screen, over here at the plus sign, I am able to save this entire playlist on my channel. Now you see that I searched playlists, but what if I wanted channels, entire channels that are dedicated to Shakespeare? Well, searching the Shakespeare, again, in the filters, I can just choose channels that are dedicated to Shakespeare. And this is a good way to subscribe to a channel. Right there, you see the option underneath Shakespeare and Politics, the subscribe button, and I can click that and it'll automatically subscribe me, which means give me updates when new content has been added to that channel. If I want to check out the channel first, I can just hit Shakespeare and Politics, and I'm taken to that channel, given an overview of what is in that channel, and I can also subscribe from there as well. And I can see all the videos and playlists that channel has subscribed to. Now, what's the point of coming up or finding great content on YouTube if we're not able to share it? Well, fortunately, YouTube has come up with several ways for you to easily share the content that you have discovered or created yourself. So let's find a video here that we want to share, perhaps this one that I just uploaded a couple of days ago. And you can see that underneath the video, if you scroll down right there, you've got that Add To button that I've talked about. That's where you can add it to playlists. Right next to it, you have a share option. So when I click on share, I'm given all sorts of choices. Underneath this first tab, share, I can share to numerous social media accounts directly by clicking on it. And I'm also given a link that I can copy and post where I want. And with that link or with any of those shares, I can start the video at a certain point in time. I think that is a great feature in the sharing option. You can also choose to embed a video if you have your own website or you are a webmaster of sorts. You can copy that code and embed it into where you wish. The method of sharing that I think most people overlook is this one right there, the email. You can share a video via email right from YouTube. All you have to do is type in the email address and put in a message right there, and then it has a little preview message that is automatically created for you, and then send the email. Because YouTube is Google, it automatically sends it through your Gmail account that is of the same YouTube account. I think that's very handy, and it will come in very handy when you take the Google Certified Educator exam. So there's 3 ways to share a video. You can also share playlists. So if I go over here and click on my playlists, I can demonstrate by clicking on one of them, and I can go down here to share. Now this is under the playlist, not under the individual videos. I can share the playlist in the same way via social media, via URL. I can embed it, or I can email it, the playlist itself. So that is super handy when wanting to share the content that you have found on YouTube. This also comes in super handy, the idea of sharing playlists, when you are curating a playlist that you want your class to see, for example. You can create your playlist and share it via email or any which way, embed it onto your website for your students to see. And like I said, what good is finding great content on YouTube if you can't share it with people? Moving on, in our search for great educational videos to share with our students, I want to point out 2 amazing resources. The first one is www.youtube.com/education. That will take you to this channel here, hosted by YouTube EDU. All sorts of educational videos here that you can browse at your leisure. Also, if you're looking for videos more for teachers specifically, this channel here, youtube.com/user/teachers, hosted by youtube.com education. This one is specifically for teachers, finding content, all sorts of content here. So there you have it. 2 great resources for teachers looking for videos to share with their students. youtube.com/user/teachers, or just youtube.com/education. I think you'll find all sorts of material there that will help you out. Now, if you're ready to take that next level in YouTube and start creating your own material, then the way you upload videos to your channel is with this arrow up there, and you can see hovering over it, it says upload. When I click upload, I have the option of choosing the files on my computer to upload. I can also import videos from Google Photos if you use that. I can also set up a live stream. Down here as well, they have videos that you can create from the photo slideshow. There's also a video editor built right into YouTube, so you can use that tool to create your videos. It's also important to note that on upload, you have the choice to customize your privacy. It can be public, it can be unlisted, meaning that viewers can only access it if they have the URL or the link. You can also make it private, so you are the only one that is able to view it, and you can schedule it to appear at a certain time and date. So you can do that right from the file upload screen. And there are all sorts of things that YouTube provides you to help you in creating content and uploading it to YouTube. Uploading content is most likely not going to be a part of your Google Certified Educator Level 1 exam. However, it is good to know that you can do it if you are wishing to take that next step in your YouTube experience. Well, that takes us to the end of this session. Please join us next time when we take a deeper look at Google Sites. We'll look at how to create a site and how we can customize that site. We'll look at adding elements to that site and adjusting your permissions. We will also explore the differences between the new and the old sites. And following that, we will get into Google Keep and learn how to manage our lists and add media to our notes, to manage our notes and sharing of those notes. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please share it with anybody who is looking to become a Google Certified Educator, and be sure to follow me at Twitter and on YouTube. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in session 10.